Well, all right, people. So I want to talk about the big news story here, the whole issue that's been going on about the Nathan Phillips, Native American guy, and the student who wore a "Make America Great Again" hat from a private Kentucky school. Now, of course, the media, being the bottom feeders that they are, the left-wing scum that they are, were very quick to jump on the story and try to smear a Trump supporter. Not only was he a Trump supporter, but he was a white American, he was Catholic, and like I said, he was wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat. Three things that the liberals love to demonize there is white Christian men who voted for Trump. Anytime they could get anything on them, they fucking do anything wrong. They'll fucking put it in the news, They fucking run into somebody on accident on the street. Oh, a Trump supporter did this. I mean, they will go to any length to try to demonize people who are on the right side of the political spectrum. So what happened here? So at first we did not get the full side of the story. Like I said, the media was quick to jump on it and demonize this Trump supporter who was a 15-year-old boy, I believe, 15 or 16 in high school. So at first the story was Trump supporter, high school Trump supporter harasses Native American. I'm like, oh, what the fuck happened here? So you go look at the video, and all it is this Native American guy is banging on his drum, and the Trump supporter, child is staring at him, smirking a little bit. That's considered harassment? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, the world we live in now is so fucking politically correct. So just smirking, just laughing at, it is kind of funny. The guy's just banging on his fucking drum. It is kind of funny. I'd probably laugh if I was there too. Because it's just weird. I mean, I know it's their tradition and everything like that, but it's like, as Americans, we don't do that shit. So I kind of find that a little bit funny. And I don't think that's offensive that the kid smirked. Like, there's traditions that these indigenous tribes do and shit, all these traditions and whatever, that I think are funny. And I'm sure that there's shit Americans do that other cultures think are funny. It's not offensive to fucking smirk, because many people would probably do the same thing if they saw some fucking guy banging on a drum. But that's not even what happened. What happened was actually the opposite. These kids were being harassed. They were being called incest babies. So, you don't see the media retracting themselves. You don't see the media apologizing for demonizing a child. You don't see the media do that, do you? No. So I'm sure the tens of millions of sheep in the world who get their news off of social media and from left-wing news organizations who act like they're unbiased get this mindset in their heads that, this guy's a racist. Trump supporters are racist, and they don't know the real story now, because, like I said, the media made a big deal about it at first, but now that the truth has come out, they don't really give a shit. They don't care. They still are trying to act like this kid is a horrible person. And, they go back on it a little bit. They're like, a second video brings into question. But they don't really retract. They don't put in a full retraction once the whole story comes out and the truth comes out. And they go to more lengths to try to justify themselves. They're posting videos now of this school who had at a basketball game like 5 years ago. They all painted, they all wore black clothing and they painted their faces black. And they're saying that's racist now. The media is so fucking ridiculous saying that's racist. It's called a blackout, or a whiteout, or a greenout, or a redout. I guess the retards in the media don't know that oftentimes schools will dress up in their team color and have and just wear a certain color to a sports game. And they were harassing the black players of the other basketball team. That's what you do if you're at home at a basketball game or a football game. You're fucking rowdy. I mean, this is just so ridiculous. I mean, I cannot believe the place we are at now in America and what's considered racist. Just smirking. Oh, that's racist. A Native American weirdo walks up to you and starts banging his drum. and you smile a little bit. Oh, racist harassment. And they asked they had the child in a news interview, and the scumbag reporter asked him, I was watching earlier today, did anybody chant build the wall? And they're acting like that's such a terrible thing to say. Did anybody say build the wall? Like you can't even say that now in public. Like that'll just trigger people. That's so racist to say build the wall. Let's not cover the fact that they were called incest babies, but let's ask this child, I think his name was Nick Sandman, if anybody chanted build the wall. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with expressing your political beliefs in public? I just cannot believe this. How vicious the news media is to high school children. I mean, they are so low. They are such filth. They are such human trash. Demonizing and by the way, the high school has not been good to these children who did nothing wrong except stand there and take abuse from a bunch of adults, calling them terrible names. So, again, you don't see the media saying that these children were harassed and coming to the defense of the children. Why? Well, because they're white American Trump supporters is pretty much the reason why. The media loves to demonize Trump supporters, and and if anybody doesn't see that, well, then you're pretty fucking dumb. So, I feel very bad for these children who probably have their lives, a lot of them have their lives ruined. They had to cancel school because of threats and everything like that. So good job, media, for getting another story incorrect and demonizing people who were actually harassed. Great job, media. You are so fucking retarded. And, I hope these kids, I hope this whole, and I'm glad, at least the truth came out, but probably half the country doesn't even know about the truth because the media really harped on the fact that these kids harassed a Native American. But when the real story came out, the media kind of went silent. So I'm sure a lot of people out there don't even know the truth. So there you go, people. There's my thoughts on that.